Toes are a little chilly. Don't let me hit the garage door. Dang it, Bobby! I still like you. We good. Closes beautifully. Maximum space up at the front. I swear this is the last time that we are fixing the heater controls in the beautiful barn find 1967 Chevy C10 Stepside long bed. So last winter in previous videos we spent an entire series of videos fixing the heater, getting it working, unsticking and fixing all the heater controls, and we had everything all put back together. And then sometime between last winter and now, things kind of fell apart, and I'm hoping we didn't lose everything. And the season to need the heat down here deep in the heart of Texas is very short, so that's why it hasn't been a priority. Hopefully the screws are in the glove box. I mean, it is December after all. Eventually in January there's going to be 1 or 2 days where we might need the heat and the controls to work. There's a pack of air fresheners in the glove box. It smells great. Maybe I should actually put one out in the, snag one off the shifter or something. Okay, we need this, and here's the hardware for the finger guard. Here's the 2 screws for this. I never leave keys sitting in locks like that, especially on things like toolboxes, because eventually somebody will swing their arm or they'll walk by and the key will get snapped off. Now I'm not sure exactly how this is going to go, because in that previous video series the heater didn't work at all. We did some wiring kind of stuff, and luckily we didn't burn the place down, we didn't burn the rig down, but we fixed all that and we got everything working nice and smooth. But the other day I was jimmying around with everything and things didn't seem to be moving too well. So this big bracket here has all our levers. We'll look at those in a second here. See, that's hooked up to all our cables. And yeah, we'll look at that in a second. This here, this is our bulb that goes behind this face here and lights that up. And okay, this is the, pretty sure that that's the ground for the hi-fi. And these are, oh, that's speaker wire. Okay, this brown wire though, that's brown wire, that's for the heater. Okay, so that's important. And this wire here, that is for the cigar lighter. We should wire that up sometime, but let's get the key out of my pocket. Okay, let's put power on. Okay, with the key to the on position, there should be power through that brown wire to the heater. See, it's all, why is it's all, it's not working right. Something's not working right. That's smooth. Let's just act as if everything is all honky-dory and everything works just fine like it did when we were done messing with it the last time, which I think somehow it unfixed itself. Defrost, fan, and heat. The top one, defrost, that's just, are you shooting the warm air on the windshield, or are you shooting it down to the floor? I can see the cables moving. It all seems fine. And then the second one down, air fan. Okay, that's power. You know, that's our low, medium, high for our fan. That's not working. The fan, we should be hearing the blower motor kick on. And then the bottom one, heat, that's opens the trap door for how much of this hot air are we allowing in. The fan's pushing it, and how much are we gonna allow in? That works just fine. Okay, let's check for power. Now it's, oh, here, let's just bring this back through here. Oh, we're hung up here. All right, let's not make more problems than we already have. We should have power when we touch this terminal for the brown wire. Okay, cool, we got power. See, I don't think we're gonna have to redo all the work we did in that previous series. I think we just got a sticky lever. Because if we stick this back up through here so we can see what we're doing, this lever here, which is for our blower motor, our fan, which is electric, that's this right here. And you see how it goes over this bushing here, and then there's this lever. This lever is part of the switch. I think this lever is just not catching the bushing on this switch. If we can get that to work properly, I think we're good here. We just button everything up. And I just want to show you this. Let's turn the key off here, just in case you are not just a casual viewer and you actually are wiring on a 67 72 Chevy C10. See, there's no power to that brown wire with the key off. Turn the key on, there is power. That could possibly help you troubleshoot something and get your classic back on the road. Or get it warm again. I always say these are not how-to videos, but I just wanted to throw that out there just in case, because we want family and friends and everybody to be able to enjoy these classic vehicles as much as possible. Everything and everyone has limited time, right? So it's pretty gosh darn important if you ask me. And plus, like I also say, we need to outnumber these foreign jobs. We need to get all these old classics back on the road. Hey, that just moved the lever, didn't it? Or wait, no it didn't. Let's turn this key back on. So we got power again. Let's see if we can bypass this lever. I don't want to bend it up. Okay, I've got it out of the way. Oh, there we go. Just did the switch by hand. So that's the blower motor running. That should be high. It doesn't sound like high, but it's in the high position. Okay, that's in the medium position. That's in the low position. Can you hear that? It's not very loud. And that's off. Let's switch it back on the high. Oh, wait a minute. Did that not work? Okay, so low. I mean, off. Low. Okay. Medium. High. Well, why was low not working? See, there's low. Let's go back to off. Okay, now let's go to low. Why does it not? Oh no. So low is working if we go all the way to high and then back to low. But if we go from off to low, it's not working, so you got to go full hurricane and then back And then you can go down the gentle breeze. That whole metal assembly here is the heater box, and the blower motor that's running is right on the opposite side of the firewall. We're under the hood now on the other side of the firewall, and here's our heater box out here. We technically have two. The blower motor right here, it's running, and our squirrel cage is in here spinning away. Before Freeman's garage even existed, I took this off, the heater box outside here and inside. I took everything apart and I cleaned everything, and I put all brand new foam seals and everything inside here. Just a good old boys. Alright. Let's kill power. And let's figure out why we need to fix the lever part now. So if we don't have low fan speed, our switch might be wearing out. Typically what happens is when they go out, you're left with only high. And I'm pretty sure that it is the original 1967 switch. I'm pretty sure, I don't think we replaced it in that video series I mentioned. If we are not on the bushing, does the cable do what it's supposed to do? We need to disconnect the switch from this whole doobob. Now, is that 1/4 inch or 5/16? Yeah. I was gonna say, it looks a little small for 5/16. Just take these two screws out. You see, the thing is we could easily go all winter, even on the cold days, without heat. You know, it's not required for life. Now, if we were in northern Minnesota or someplace like that, well, yeah, we would have to have it. But, you know, you want this stuff to be fixed and you want this stuff to be working anyways, because, well, why would you not want everything working on your rig, you know? There's nothing better than a complete vehicle where everything works and it's all sorted out. And plus, spouses, children, you know, they don't want to be a psycho like you and just deal with the cold. Don't do that to them. And plus, they're with the bushing. And plus, you want them to want to get in and ride in the classiques, you know? You don't want to give them a horrible experience and then they don't ever want to do it again. Oh yeah, I'm remembering now, in that video series we completely disassembled this switch and cleaned it out, I think. Okay, so we're looking at the middle cable here. I don't think is that going all the way? That middle one there. We're in the off. And now we're going to start switching towards low, medium, and high. I don't think that's going all the way to the high position, is it? Okay, that's as far as that's going over. Now, if we were to put our panel on, or face, or whatever you want to call it, you can call it what you want. There's no rules, man. Okay, so let's say we put it on here. Is that... yeah, see, that's... there's no way that's... you see, that's not right. And we got little chromey knobs to put on here too, by the way. Yeah, see, okay, so that's part of our problem. Okay, that needs to be fixed, but we should still be getting the low or medium, I would think. Let's stick our noggin underneath here and trace where that middle cable goes, just to confirm which flapper doodad it goes to. I suppose we could do this. Feels like Okay. Ow. Oh yeah, of course. We knew that. It's this one where we looked at earlier. Oh, well there's our problem. Look at that. We're missing a screw that holds that in place. I bet you that's it. Wow. Here, watch that. I'm gonna flip the lever back and forth. Oh, see, and it's getting caught. Ah ha ha ha! Just moved all the way, but it's moving the whole casing. We need to get a screw in there to hold that in place, and then verify that the cable is moving on its own smoothly through the casing. Through the casing. Man, I love being smart. Alright? I mean, you gotta be pretty smart to figure that out, right? Alright, to the Freeman's garage. I almost said highway department. Oh, I love highway departments. To the Freeman's garage hardware department. Let's go! That's kind of weird though that screw is missing. It must have vibrated and fell out, or just from moving the lever back and forth it fell out. So I'm pretty sure that hasn't always been missing, because you'd think I would have noticed that a long time ago. I'm going to use this magnetic flashlight on a stick and poke around down here on the floor and under the seat and in these leaves and see if maybe the screw's laying here. And if we can't find it, then we'll go to the Freeman's Garage hardware department. Welcome to the Freeman's Garage hardware department. Wish us luck. One day I'm gonna be a big star. Oh, wait till I tell you where this screw that I have came from. It's perfect. We just need a washer. Came from this car. It was one of the screws that was holding down these 1970s high school auto shop patch panels. I don't know, I just love that stuff. I can't get enough of it. Jeez. This place looks like the back room at Kmart. Got a rusty lock washer on there too. Maybe that'll help keep it from coming apart again. All right. Let's see what happens. Oh, here, let's put this back through here. Make things easier on me. Okay. All right, here we go. Okay, well, we're all the way over on high. Okay, some tug action. Oh, ho, 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 ho. Oh, mamma mia. Okay, so that would be if we were in off. Okay, and then low, medium, high. Oh, that's buttery smooth, isn't it? Right? It's right. It is. The cable is moving through the casing or sheathing, correct? Oh yeah, it is. Well, this is like shooting silverfish in a barrel. We're halfway there on this heater stuff. We just need to figure out why the lever is not moving the switch. So the lever is good, as we just determined, functions properly. Okay, and then we've got, for our switch, we've got low, medium, high. See, that all is nice and smooth. Alright, so now, here's the deal. This bushing sits on there like that. And that bushing goes into this little cup area in there. Oh, can you see that? Okay, let's put the switch back into this doohickey. Speaking of switch, that's a great television show. Switch. Yep. Back when Hollywood was still filled with a bunch of World War II heroes. Need more room. Coming out. Okay, we're all back together. We are off, going to on. To see, we just skipped past everything, but now we're engaging. Okay, we are off. Okay, let's start sliding on. Nothing. Okay, now it's starting to move the lever that's on the switch. And what's that? Medium? Sounds like medium. Or is that high? Wait, now it just shut off. Did you hear the speed change as I was moving this? Ah, okay. Yeah, the switch is just a little funny. Let's play with this a little bit more and then come up with some sort of a conclusion or a solution here. Well, remember, low wasn't working very well anyways. Okay, here's what we need to do. I think we're good to go, other than maybe the wiring's a little bit loose, or the old switch is kind of worn out because of that intermittent with the low. So I think what we should do is let's just put this all back together, and then we'll just pretend that everything's perfect, and we'll play with it and see what happens. This piece goes, I gotta snap that right in here, like that. Well, it doesn't really snap, it just kind of sits in there. And I'm starting to think that the two bolts from the glove box that I said were for the finger guard, I think they're actually for this, because the two screws go here, and then we need two bolts from down there. So that brings up the question, if those bolts are for this, then where are the bolts for the finger guard? Another thing is I forgot about our light. Need to get this working. The bulb looks good. I see there's a splice in the wire. Well, this socket, you just push it into this hole in the back, so let's worry about that in a minute. Because we do want that bulb to work, that light to work, because we want that glow. We want that glow coming out of here at night when the headlights are on, you know? And the heater's on. We want all the lights in the cab to be working because it'll look cool. Oh, the old Craftsman screwdriver handles. It's one of the best smells in the world. That and 80/90 gear oil. Oh no, these are definitely finger guard bolts. Darn it. I really don't know where they are. It's been a year. If I could only turn back my odometer to when I did something with them. I know where they are. We got one. You can see it's got a little bit of original paint on it. Now, I'm thinking, did we ever have both of them? I don't remember. You'd have to go back and watch those heater fix videos I mentioned. They're linked in the description. I'm going to do that myself, or at least scrub through them, because I'd really like to know if the other one's floating around here somewhere, or if we just don't have one. And I don't know why I thought those bolts in the glove box, why did I think that those were for this? It's screws for here, not bolts, and those bolts were huge. What was I thinking, man? Oh yeah, that's right. We did this in the wrong order. You gotta set this in the hole first. Oh boy, it's been a long time. I should cut this out and delete it. I could. I'm not going to though. It's reality. It's what happened. You gotta put this in from the back side. Oh, that is embarrassing. Oh, great. We can't go on any further now because we have to decide which side does the screw go on. Does it go on the driver's side hole or the passenger side hole? We only have one, so we have to decide. If it's on the passenger side, I just might not feel right when I'm driving down the road. But then if it's on the driver's side, I'll probably see an empty hole over here. Let's see. If I'm sitting here, okay, well, I can't see either. But would I feel weird if there was a passenger side screw in and not a driver's side? Should we have the driver's side screw in and the passenger side hole open? Well, let's think about it this way. If we have the screw in on this side, then when we push levers that way, would we twist it out of place that way? But if we had levers on this, or the screw on this side, then we'd be supporting that side as we push the levers. But what about when we pull the levers back? Well, there's less resistance going that way. I'm not the kind of man that says he has all the answers. So, we're just gonna have to pick one. That's not gonna work. It's just... it's not threading into anything. You know, I hope you don't take me for some kind of mental deficient. Just trying to have fun. We gotta figure out this screw stitch. It's what's holding us back. I think I stumbled upon something because years ago, after this truck spent 20 years buried in a barn, and I took possession of it, I took some things apart, did this, did that, some stuff went in boxes, and since then I had moved, and you know what happens when you move, things go Houdini on you. So I think I'm actually mixed up in my mind over some hardware. How does this piece here attach to the dash? Okay, we know there's these holes here. We know that. And we know that there's the two holes there. Now, do those have, if you ever seen those black metal clippy things that can slide on and then they got threads in them, and so you can screw something into it, thread something into it. Did that have these there? I doubt that because that would look ugly and I've never seen that. I'm 100% sure that wasn't done like that from the factory, so I doubt that's how it was. And plus you can tell this surface rust is all even. There's nothing that looks like there was a clip or anything there. So was it a screw or bolt through each of these holes and then a nut on the back side, or you know, anything like that? Possible. Or did something, was something supposed to just thread into that and it's kind of stripped out? Not sure. But there is a metal little piece that covers this right here, and it bolts onto here at this hole and this hole. I have that piece, but I took it off a long time ago and painted it and never put it back on. And all this time later I'm wondering why I even painted it, but I did. Now if you look at these holes and you ask yourself, well, does a bolt go through here or a big screw? What's going on here? Was there a nut on the back or a clip or something? Well, if you stick your fingers back here, there's no clip or anything, and you can see it's kind of thick and there's threads. Looks like threads in there, right? So I think something just threaded in there and just tightened up on its own. And if we take this screw, look at the rust and that little bit of factory paint left. The patina, all right? Match that up to over there. It don't match. That does not match at all. But you bring it over here, that kind of matches up. A little bit more anyways, as far as the rust factor goes, right? So I boot, scoot, and boogie betcha that. Yeah, see, I'm thinking this is probably it. This bolt probably came from this bracket or this metal piece that went here, and somehow things got mixed up and I ended up thinking that it was for this. I mean, it is going in, but if you look at the holes though, the threads are really rusty, like nothing's been in there for a long time. And I don't know if it would have gotten like that on my watch. It went into this hole nicely too. Yeah, I think I got hardware mixed up, man. Well, I'll be darned. I'm finding some stuff in here I've been looking for a while. Sometimes you gotta get into those deep boxes way in the back, even though I haven't found the actual screws we're looking for yet though. Here's some screws though. Well, none of this is correct. This is definitely not what we're looking for. I didn't mean to do that. I might have them, or not the exact ones from this truck, but just those screws, common used General Motor screw of that era. But it would be quite the fishing expedition. So let's just go to the store that sells hardware and find some screws there. Or you know they're not gonna have the exact screw, but let's go find something that'll work. And we are back, Jack. Show you what we got here. So I was thinking about it for a while, and I did recall 100% that the hardware to hold our heater control face, if you will, or bezel, in place here is these screws with a lock washer. The exact same screws that hold in that metal piece that we were looking at that goes underneath the steering column. Now, of course, I did not find this exact screw at the hardware store. Oh, and also I did recall after thinking about it that the factory hardware, it did just thread in to these. These are just kind of, well, I don't know if there was actually threads cut in there or if, you know, screws were just screwed in there and made their own threads or not. But, so, of course I didn't find this exact screw. Maybe somewhere at some hardware store this is, but this, we didn't have this a huge selection where I ran to. But I did find these. And these two pieces came together, $2.19 a piece. And I got two of them. And I picked the size that was the best to get. I'll show you how I'm thinking about using those in a second here. But I picked the size that I figured was going to be the right size. I didn't want to just buy every size because they're $2 a piece. So I didn't want to buy $20 worth of these. And of course, I didn't follow the #1 rule. I didn't bring this with. I went over there without this, so this is just a guess. And what I'm thinking is that we could, oh, I got 2 lock washers as well. What I'm thinking is just push this through here and on the back side of the dash, so push that in like that, and on the back side, well, hold on, let me back up. We would put a lock washer on here so that it will look like factory. Lock washer and the screw. Put that through that hole, and then on the back side, which would be behind the dash, put this, screw that on like that, and then just a screwdriver on each side and tighten it down, because they thread together. Now, but now that we're here and I'm looking at this, this is probably too big. Should have got the skinnier ones. I think I probably guessed right on the length though. Let's see what happens. No, too big. Yeah, that's not fitting through there. Darn it. $2 a piece, man. We're not drilling that out. Not gonna drill out a factory piece. So, okay, so now let's try this. Maybe we could just screw this into here and kind of make our own threads. It can't be too big and it can't be too small. Okay, well, it's a little too small because it just kind of fell right in there. But it stopped though. Oh yeah, I bet we could. Let's test this out with a lock washer this time. Okay, so that's in there. That looks like that. Now, let's try this. See if we can get enough thread in there. See, it's tightening up. See, we want it to grab and get tight and have enough thread that it's not just gonna pop out. You know, for those extreme lever throws we're gonna be doing. Oh, it's snugging up. I don't want to go any further than that because We don't want to wear this hole out before we even put the stuff back together. Yeah, I think that we squish that lock washer flat. Yeah, I bet, well, then there's the thickness of the dash though. Let's hop in the cab and try it so we don't have to wonder anymore if it's gonna work. And if it does, we might do something a little bit special with this hardware. Maybe, maybe not. We'll talk about it. You know, what we ended up coming back to the garage with from the hardware store was not what I was, no, didn't imagine that's what we were going to come back with. It wasn't what I was planning on, wasn't what I was looking for. But, you know, sometimes it helps to just follow the line of least resistance and just go where it takes you. Right? But not all the time. Need a screwdriver with a different tip. Alright, this is ridiculous. It's one screw. There we go. You just gotta have the right angle on the J-dangle. Okay, here's the test. And if this works out, I'll tell you about the thing we might do, special thing we might do with the hardware. And actually, I'm gonna ask for your opinion. Oh man, are these too short? Don't tell me I spent $5 for nothing. Well, actually more than that. Fuel. Road tax on the fuel. Road tax on the tires. Registration, insurance, those are taxes. You add everything up from this trip, man, you're talking more than $5. Oh, there we go. Almost. Here, I'm gonna put one in without the washer, just so we can get it in easier. You know, if we come up short here, story of my life. That's a good song title, Coming Up Short. Oh, darn it. You gotta be kidding me. What a blunder. They're too short. I spent all that time for nothing. And $4. Well, if this don't put a thorn in your backside. WWJGD. What would Jackie Gleason do? Well, he wouldn't cry about it, I could tell you that. He'd probably say, "Get longer screws, dum-dum." Back to the hardware store. To the moon! Okay, I think we got a solution this time. This machine screw was 59 cents with the nut. I got 4 of them because there's 4 spots for these in the cab. You got the 2 for that metal piece that we were blabbing about earlier, and then the 2 for our heater controls. And nothing over here. Here it is compared to the original screw. And the head on the new one is just, it's a little bit taller than the factory. Probably won't even be noticeable in the truck. It'll just probably just look factory. But we're gonna have to do what I said we weren't gonna do. We're not really gonna drill these holes out. We're just gonna kind of ream them out a little bit because they're all wallered out anyways from years of use and abuse. This bit is just a teeny tiny bit larger than the hole, so that should be just enough just to open it up a little bit. And we're going with a lock washer on the front, on the behind the head of the screw, and then just a nut with no washer on the back side. And Typically you want to put the lock washer on the nut side, but we're putting the lock washer on the head side because so it looks original. That was a little bit more drilling than reaming, but yeah, it didn't open the hole very much at all, so that's good. Just a little bit. Just looked like a lot of material coming out. Nice and clean and smooth on the inside. Hopefully that's large enough. Now we gotta go a little bit more, huh? Alright, now we're reaming. We might have to just drill the hole out larger. Bump it up from 1/4 inch to 5/16. I don't like taking this original material away. I really don't. Oh, this just feels like it's gonna be too big. Well, it wouldn't be too big for this to work, but... Okay, we're going back to reaming. Okay, I just changed my mind. Reaming is so unprofessional. That was taking too long and it was too wobbly and I wasn't getting it straight. That was a piece of cake. That's what tools are for, right? We should have went with the 5/16 bit the whole time. Look at that. Perfecto. All right, let's test it out. And this better work because there's a Treasure Island marathon starting tonight. Tattoo, where did you get those? Sorry, boss. I guess we should probably test it with the washer, huh? What do you think, friend? They'll be sucked in a little bit more when they're tightened down with the nut on the back side. But you know, if you're driving or passenger in, you're not even gonna look at that anyways. And plus they kind of stick out right now because they're so shiny. Well, here's the special thing I was talking about possibly doing with this hardware is what if we sanded the washer and the head of the screw and then we kind of patinaed it, you know? I guess, oh, wait, no, oh, no. We don't do the whole fake patina thing around here. If it's your thing, that's cool. I like it. I dig it. But at Freeman's Garage, we keep that kind of stuff to a minimum. So what I mean is just scuff this up, shoot a little paint, maybe let a little bit of it surface rust on its own, just blend it in. We're just blending. That's it. Just blending. It's no different than Just for Men beard. Hang with me here because we might flip a 180 on this. Not sure yet. But on hand at Freeman's Garage right now, this is all the gray paints that we have. This flat gray primer. Okie dokie. And then this gloss smoke gray. This is gloss smoke gray. That is this can on this part for a different car. Cured. That's what it looks like. But I'm realizing right now that we might not get close enough with color to even be able to blend in. That's the gloss smoke gray. That's way too dark. Let's test this on something. What if we sprayed this? Just a random screw. Okay, call that good. Yeah, not even close. It's way too dark. It's... Wait a minute. Are they putting smoke gloss gray and primer gray in the same cans? It's just a joke, spray paint companies. Don't come after me. Maybe we should just rock the fakeage chromage. I mean, there's shinage here, 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 right? And then, so what if we had those there, and then one day we'll put that piece on, we could use these, and we could just rock and roll like that and just see how we feel about it. Yeah, you know, that's what we're gonna do. I think that would be pretty cool. Go ahead and comment what you think if you want to. Why don't we just send the entire dashboard out for chrome plating? Chrome drive shaft. That's something somebody would have done in the 90s, right? 1990s, not 1890s. Is a wrench gonna fit back here? That's good. We do not need to overdo it. So we'll just break this thing. Just needs to be snug enough so that when you're doing your extreme lever throws, you don't knock this thing all out of whack. Okay, that's in. And what about that bulb though? Let's get this working so that we can get that to light up, and then we'll test everything and see if it's a success today or a fail. And I'm looking at this socket here and remembering that this splice is for me because I replaced this. This is a new aftermarket socket. The old one was either missing or beyond repair. And the bulb looks good. This is all clean and brand new in there. Guaranteed. There's probably nothing wrong with that splice. So let's figure out how to get power to it. And then we just put it up to the back. Let's start probing around with the test light. And let's just confirm a few things before we start using the test light. Now we know the bulb, it never came on for us when we had the blower motor running, the fan. Okay, and right now the key is on and it's not on. And this is just to cover all the bases. Let's just headlight switch. Okay, that's marker lights only. Now I'll pull, that's halfway out. Now I'll pull the headlight switch out all the way. Now the headlights are on, no bulb here. Just verifying that there's, because what if something goofy happened when you pull the headlight switch with this bulb? You know, that could be a clue. So that's why we're just taking a second just to do that. Dome light. Nothing. Dome light's on, off. Nothing's happening with the bulb. You never know, you might have some crazy electrical gremlin going on and you're not gonna find it if you don't figure out that, oh, every time I turn the dome light on, that light goes on. Right? You never know. Okay, we took the bulb out. We're not getting any power here. We should have power here right now, and we don't. Okay, let's trace the wire. Okay, it's going into a huge bundle of wires. All right, let's do this. Let's take the splice apart. Oh, I soldered it and everything. Fancy me. Nothing. Okay, well, let's verify that this ground is good. That our test light is grounded good. It should be right there, but let's go somewhere hot on the fuse box and just verify. Well, it's a good thing we just checked that. We should have done that very first thing. The ground wasn't good. Okay, we got a good ground now on the brake pedal. It's kind of funny, but we got a good ground now, so. Okay, nothing. Nothing. Okay. So we're working our way from the bulb backwards. Okay, there's a connector. I can't see it, but I can feel it. All right, let's just pull you all out here. Just pull you out and expose you. Get you out in the open. Let's pop this clip apart without breaking it. Please don't break on me. Boy, that'd be a good song title too. Don't break on me. Don't break on me. Also, don't rip a bunch of wires out from up above. I'm being a little rough on it actually. There we go. Oh, crusties came out. That's probably our issue. Let's check the wire hanging down here at the test light. We're gonna have to clean this out, but let's stick the test light up there. No power. What if we turn the fan motor on? Do we have power now? No. What if we turn the headlight switch on? Ah, there it is. Okay, we got it. We got it! So we just confirmed that all the wiring for that bulb is good. It's all wired up back here the way it's supposed to be. The key has nothing to do with it. It's just whether the headlight switch is pulled back halfway or full way. Doesn't matter, halfway back or full way, or all the way back. As soon as you pull that out, it comes on. And the fan's power to the fan switch has nothing to do with it. So if you got the headlights on and you don't have the blower motor on, the fan running, that will still be lit up if your wires aren't full of gunk. But boy, we sure made short work of that, didn't we? Let's clean out this connector and then we'll put everything back in here the way it was. And we'll jam these radio wires up in here somewhere because they are ugly. Hide those. And then we'll test all of this. We'll test everything, make sure everything's good to go. And then I've got a little bit of a surprise for you after that. Well, not much of a, well, okay, if you're not wowed, okay, I'll just tell you right now, you're not gonna be wowed, but it's kinda neat, I guess. This is pretty cool. I like projects like this. Although when I flip the fan switch to test this light, didn't quite feel right. But we'll find out in just a minute here. We'll double check everything. Oh boy, there's a lot of stuff in here. Who did this to you? I'm not spraying any fancy electrical connector cleaner or anything in here. Although I should start keeping a can on hand because that'd be pretty smart. But I'm just scraping, well, I'm getting the spider debris out of here. And then I'm scraping just a crusty gunk off the actual metal connector in here. Bet you I could catch that in my mouth. Bet you I'd lose a twofer. Oh yeah, I just saw some debris that I had scraped into dust fly out. This light's gonna shine bright like a diamond. All right, let's test everything. All right, let's test all the levers and whatnot first, and then we'll dim the lights and test that bulb. See what that looks like. And I am so confident that I'm gonna clear all the tools out of here. We don't need any more tools. Okay, so the key is on because we're driving. Oh, it's a little bit chilly. Let's turn the heat on. Let's turn it on low. Eh? Low, are you here? Okay, is that high or medium? All the way over there? Okay, oh. Hold on. Well, that's not right. Gosh darn it. That's medium. That's low. Oh man. What in the world? It's just not grabbing the fan switch. It's not grabbing it until, well, now it's not grabbing it till there, and that's medium, and we're out of room. The lever can't push the switch anymore, you know, to up to high, and it's missing low. There's low going backwards. This video is not ending without this working properly. So let's order from a restoration catalog a brand new switch and a brand new little bushing. Well, guess what? We can't get a bushing because it's on back order. Not available. And I was only going to order a brand new switch with the bushing just because you're paying $8 for shipping anyways to get the bushing. So why not throw in a new switch for $10? And that might get rid of our intermittent low issue. But, you know, there's no guarantee that that's actually the switch. It could be a loose connection. So let's not spend any money. Let's not order anything and wait for any amount of time. I got an idea. The only thing that stinks about my idea is that we have to undo all of this. That's the way the cookie crumbles. We might be able to do what we need to do without taking these two screws out. Probably not. It'll probably end up being easier just to take everything apart. Okay, here's what I think. Here's the top lever. There's the bottom one. Okay, and then this one here. That's the one that's in the middle for our switch. Now I've got them all back as far as they can go. That's slid over this way. So all the way to that side. But you see how the one for a fan switch, it's so much further back than the others. I think we need to adjust it. And we do that by loosening that screw and adjusting the cable. I know I've gone back and forth a million times in this video, but it's my thought process this time. It's just how it's working. And so I started thinking that, well, the bushing, this is a really hard material, this plasticky type material. I don't think that this would wear down to nothing. You know what I'm saying? I was thinking maybe this was all worn down and then so it's all sloppy in there and it's causing our issue, but I don't think so. That might be as big as it was when it left the factory. So let's try adjusting this. The screw's loose. The other two are tight. Well, no, one of them's a little bit loose too. But the one for our switch was really loose. And that's interesting too because the one screw that's not loose is the one that's for the lever that's actually the furthest over. So I think we need to match up the other two with the one that was not loose. Just tripped over an engine. Yeah, the darn thing is rusted together. This thing was a little fighter. The WD is what made it happen though. So I'm gonna spread this open a little bit and then get it back on here so that we can make our adjustment. Because now that I got this loose, well, I got it loose, but it won't go that way, and that's the way we need to go. So that's why I'm gonna spread it open a little bit and get it so that we can adjust right to where we want, and then we will test and everything will work. Okay, it's back on. And we have adjustment here, so no pressure. No pressure at all. And again, I'm trying to get this done before we stretch or rip a wire or a cable under here. Being kind of rough on this stuff. Yeah, okay, so here's the thing. We gotta put this screw here back through that now and into the hole that's back here that secures that down to this bracket. And so, but the thing is this cable is pulled all the way out. We need it all the way in. Okay. It's all the way in this sheathing, if you will. Now that it's there, all the way in, now we can adjust and make our levers all the same, which these look like they are. Okay, now we can slide this back and forth, this tab here, until our holes line up. What I'm saying is, it takes a real professional to pull this off. Okay, right now it's perfect. And it will probably move, it might move a little bit as I tighten this down. Prepare yourself for victory. We're gonna go above and beyond. And we are going to take our wires for our brown wire for the heater switch, and then our wire for our bulb that, let's not forget we need to test that. And I'm bringing them around to the top of this metal bracket and I'm clipping them into this clip. There's a clip here. And I'm pretty sure that that is there too. Well, maybe not for, well, not for the bulb. But for the brown wire, for the switch, I'm pretty sure that that clip is there to put the brown wire in there instead of having it hang down. We can't forget the little plastic bushing that goes on our switch. Because if we don't put that on, then we take everything apart again. And if that were to happen, that'd probably be where you jump ship on me. If you haven't already. I don't even want to tell you how long it took me to put all this back together. I should have took this piece out. Ay, ay, ay. Test time. Actually, it's put knob back on time. And then test time. Love that fake chromage. Wow, they're almost perfectly even. You're really not going to get any closer than that unless, you know, I mean, it might have been like that brand new from the factory. It's kind of hard to get this stuff perfect. I knocked the ductwork apart down here. This is one of the ducts that goes up to the defrost vents. Okay, that's on there. And then let's get, there's a clip here that this cable goes into. No, it doesn't want to go in. Let's just leave it. Save that for a different day. We gotta hook that duct back up too. That one's gonna be kind of tough. Once again, pure confidence. All tools coming out. And I'm sure we bent everything up and destroyed all our work by me trying to cram the ducting back into place. You're cruising down Route 66. Boy, it sure is a bit chilly. Let's get some heat going in here. It's not that cold. Let's just put it on low. Or wait, hold on, no. We're still good, don't worry. I should have told you this earlier. Well, it wouldn't have changed anything, but this lever for the fan, it should go a third to almost halfway before it starts engaging the switch. But this time we shouldn't run out of room before we hit high. So you're cruising down Route 66. Boy, it sure is chilly. It's not that cold though. Let's just get a little bit of heat going. Okay. That opened the flapper door. Low! That's medium. Okay, wait, no, yeah, we're good, we're good, we're good, we're good. I was panicking for nothing. Because remember, sometimes low doesn't work on the way over, works on the way back. Okay, so everybody stay calm. But we're on high, medium, low. Haha, success. That's okay. At least it's working and the switch is doing it. Alright? The wiring and connectors must be a little bit loose, because if I push the defrost lever back that way further than it's supposed to go, it's lowering the fan speed. And if I push the fan speed lever, it kicks back in. But you shouldn't be pushing the defrost lever that far anyways. Let's say we're running on high and we want to put some heat on the windshield. That's our defrost. Toes are a little chilly. Where'd that go? I think we get the picture. Now we're going to test this light. And they are notorious for not being very bright. Well, the bulb's actually pretty bright, but the paper in there is kind of thick sometimes. So let's turn this off. And this is the only way I ever want to find myself alone in the dark with you. Headlight switch. See, look at, that's so dim. I can barely see that. Can you even see that? You can't even see that, can you? You can see it with the eye that doesn't have any clothes on, but the camera just will not pick that up. Thanks for subscribing and clicking the bell. If you haven't had enough of the heater shenanigans yet, I'll send you to the heater fix series from last year. Go ahead, click on that one, tab it, watch it, comment on it. I'll reply. Get a longer washer.